this shit. G'day and welcome back, you sexy people, to Mountain Goat Gaming, home of all things MESBG.
Well,
My
that's
name
new.
is Jay. Joined with me today are my two lovely co-hosts, Sean and Tyler, and my not-so-little brother, who is actually taller than me, as is most of the population, Matthew. Thanks for jumping on, bro.
G'day.
It's like Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah, legit.
Jay, late at night, 5 beers in. Toss me! Toss me!
I love Zoom for the fact that I don't have to stand up. It's great. Sean
looks
came
about
out of
as
my
tall
house
as
the
me.
other week, and he
shit.
barely fit through my bloody doorway. Man, dirty Gandalf popping into a hobbit hole.
Yep.
It was great.
It was
It was
wild.
great.
Anyway, guys, today, in case you have been living under a complete rock and we are late to the party, we're here to talk about the recent legacy shift in MESBG and the outroar that has transpired over the day. Whew, there's a lot to talk about here. We are going to keep it brief. We are also going to be keeping it positive. I just want to kind of start off with the whole fact of, you know what? Yeah, there are some models that will not be continued in the long term for future. But how long has it been since we've seen plastic MESBG models, injected into the scene? We're getting new, showcases and I suppose snippets of completely new models. Somewhat frequently as well.
Something I've said before is I'm both excited by this and absolutely terrified. So I'm keen to get in and discuss it a little bit with you lads. I think we've been relatively quiet about it in our little circle and group, but I know that in our separate groups it's been very hotly debated. So
Where's my models? I'm gonna put them on the pit.
I also just want to say
Jesus.
the memes that have come out of this have actually been
Golden.
phenomenal. There's that one, I'll see if I can find it and put it up, but there's that one where it's the gates of Minas Tirith have just been breached and you can see Eastlings in the background and someone's just cropped in Ratabi the Dragon Emperor and is like,
Yes.
oh, that's why they're staying in Legacy. That's where they are. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I can't speak too much on like a lore thematic perspective, but I think something that's just not being painted here, which a lot of people are frustrated on, is the fact of Games Workshop just haven't been as honest and transparent as they could have been with this. There's licensing issues going on, and there's also profit.
Yeah.
To be said with SPG, right?
They're a company. They've got a bottom line that they've got to reach. So like, I understand it. The inconsistencies annoy me a bit. So for example, Ratabi and Brawlgear. Unless they're in the deep lore,
I don't remember them.
Who is Ratabi?
You guys didn't pause when they were marching through the Black Gates when, Frodo wanted to sneak in with them? Dude,
Whoa,
Ratabi
hold up.
was-
Ratabi
Ratabi's
and
in the middle.
Brawlgear, were they the ones that were so dumb
Locked
they
up.
couldn't see the rocks?
No. They were hiding next to Frodo and Sam under their own special cloak, right?
That makes sense. But
Peter
yeah.
Jackson doesn't get enough credit.
He
Means it
really
just-
doesn't.
Brawlgear should have been like this instead of like this.
But yeah, no,
Anyway.
there's a bit of that inconsistency because Gildor, for example, and Eristor, I believe, is also going way of the dodo. So they're part of the books, they're part of the lore, yet they're making way. So I'm a bit, it's this inconsistency that has, annoy is maybe too strong of a word, but it's hit that part of my brain that's gone, what are you boys up to? What are you up to, G-Dub?
Sean, let's
I
put the sorry, Matthew. Let's pull the slide up while Matthew's having a little chat here.
No, I was about to say, I have not seen the full list, or I don't know the extent of everything. All I know are the memes. So
Well,
I was
you're,
about to be like,
You're in for a
a
treat.
good one. Absolutely.
I can be that reaction content that we all need.
Well, here we go. So this is it. Middle-earth strategy battle game. The upcoming range update explained. So
I needed that to be read.
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, do we want to just dive straight in, or do you want to read off these little bits first? What do you think? You just dive in?
Dive straight
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, we've
Bang.
all
Takes
read it.
time.
Dive
we
in.
already.
We've already
Um,
sat through an ad to get here. Let's get in.
That's it. All right, cool. So starting off with the Fallen Realms, maybe there are some good points up here. So characters that once had access to shields, horses, and so on may not get them in the new edition, and models that were sold in like groups, so like the Ministereth Command, for example, they're going to lose the Knight of the White Tower from that, but that command set is still going to be sold. Yeah. So a few changes there. But starting
I'm
off
okay
with
with that.
the Fallen Realms, miniatures removed for sale and entering Legacies. We have Golfimble, Marhood King, Marhood Tribesmen, Marhood Warriors, Raiders, Half Trolls, Haradrim Kings, the Golden King, Abraca Merchant Guard, Watchers of Karna, Corsair Reavers, Khandish Kings, Khandish, just all of Khand.
Literally all of my hood too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marhood is kicking the bucket, so is Khand, and the real fun, funky profiles from Harad are also. See you later.
Just turns into freaking vanilla. Ugh. That's.
But let's not forget, there is still a Murmak that you see in the War of the Rohirrim trailer. We've all seen it, and we all did speculate that there could be some more Serpent Horde on the way. We also see a little scene where there's like an emperor dude in a little like sand temple as well. That could be something there too. Like, whilst they have completely, and I have invested in Mahud, don't you worry. We also have a Queenslander who's invested thousands of dollars when camels, like thousands of dollars, both him and his dad, when camels were just not seen. But oh wow, this hurts. I think this point right here hurts the most.
Yeah,
they've just completely
absolutely
scratched two armies entirely.
So I think we didn't read through it, but one of the things that they mentioned was models or profiles without models are also kicking the bin. But this is also where that inconsistency comes in. So Corsair Reavers, we don't have a model for the Corsair Reavers.
Sure.
They're going. That's what they said. But then we'll see later on that, what's still sticking around? Azog's Watchtower.
It's getting a model!
Admittedly, it was in the films. So maybe that's where
they're
fine with that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll move down onto Mordor, and Jay, you're going to love this. You're frothing that already. 100%. So, we're losing all the named ring wraiths. Which...
Bro, I'm sorry. I read
hurts.
this, and that I really hope that this is just I'm just trying to find the words here.
A redesign almost.
Yeah. So you could still take a ring wraith and then take specific upgrades to make it Kamul. The betray, like, you know what I mean? Have something along those lines, which I'm really hoping that they will do. Because if we just get one ring wraith profile.
And that's something that I touched on a previous video a few months ago, where I want to see more customizability within each model. So, cool, we get one ring wraith. For 5 points, you get Will. For 5 points, you get Maya, whatever. For 10 points, you can take this special rule, and it's the Betrayer's Master of Poison. Or for 20 points, you can take, another special rule from them, or whatever it may be. Just some variation of that, I think, would be awesome to see. And if they do that, I'm totally fine with these guys kicking the boot.
I tell you what shocked the shit out of me, though. Great Beast of Gorgoroth, Razgush, Musgo.
Yeah,
they are all new sculpts.
Well, not Great Beast, but Razgush and Musgo absolutely are.
How was the Great Beast?
Oh, brother, it's pretty old.
Yeah.
It's been around a hot minute. Yeah.
Musger needed to go, though. To be honest, I'm actually kind of happy. It means AOL is not going to exist in.
AOL was never going to exist, man.
I just need to get this confirms. Okay, I'm just saying this gives me a little bit of warm fuzzies to make sure this shit is not in the new edition. Raskus though, War Leader of the North, I was like, oh, that sucks. Like I just got him painted, and now I don't even get to play with them.
Again,
But
these
yeah.
are guys that are not featured in the lore anywhere, and they're GW creations.
Yep.
So that's why they're kicking it. But an interesting thing is, a lot of people have gotten annoyed with, Rajgush and Musga have only gotten released 2 years ago and they got rid of it. The design process from concept to model being released is like 4-year turnaround or something. So they probably wouldn't have known that, whoever their licensing is with was going to come in and go, hey, if you want to keep the license, you need to make these major changes. So I think that's also something to consider with a lot of this that's happening and all the changes. But Kardush
is a gorgeous model, man.
Oh, sexy. I'm going to get my hands on Rajgush and Musga before they go because they're just beautiful models. But the big one, I think, is Kardush. A lot of people are going to be upset about Kardush kicking it.
Right.
But this...
And I'm literally like hearing GBHL cries as the orc tracker leaves.
As they go. No more 4+ shooting orcs. No. The next one, which I really like this, Morgul Knights are becoming Black Numenorian Knights. Exactly what they always should have been. I hate the name change.
Fucking have a theory. I think they're going to
here we go.
re-release Black Numenorians.
I'd like to see that.
I genuinely believe, like, this is a real specific, if there was a thing to cull, it'd be the Black Numenorian sculpt. It's been out forever. And it has been, if GW wanted to make money off SBG, do a limited release of like Black Numenorians over a period of time, and they would have sold in droves, right? If they are then changing Morgul Knights, obviously I know it's a plastic kit, right? 2 Black Numenorians, and we still have keywords Black Numenorians in the new edition, bro. I reckon Black Nums are here to stay.
I think they are too. I think
I'm so
we're gonna
excited.
see more of them. Shagrat. The War Leader variant, so no more knockdown shield of Kirith Ungol or whatever it is, 115 points for a shield plus armor.
And Blood and Glory.
Incredible. Yeah, and Blood and Glory. Incredible profile.
3-3-3?
Yeah, brother. Yep, Dispense 7.
It's
probably
one of the best things kicking around in the game.
And the Lindale doesn't get a knockdown? Crazy.
Right?
Matt, what are your thoughts so far on what we've seen? Anything doing your head in?
If I can go back up to, I know we're at Mordor at the moment, but my hope for seeing the Mumak in War of the Ring trailer is it's taken out, revisioned, and then maybe brought back in. Because at the moment they kind of have one thing that they do really well, which is shooting, which is fine. But apart from that, I don't know. I don't collect them, but that's all I've really seen them do. So I'm hoping for some of these profiles that are getting taken away, potentially. I don't know if they're going to come back in, but I'm hoping that they do something else.
Almost forces a change in the Harad army.
Yeah, but it just seems like it'll be a lot more streamlined, and I'm really concerned with how vanilla, and is there going to be much flavor to lists? You know what I mean? Because that's what made Mordor so cool and different was you had all these cool little characters and you didn't have to take the Witch King, So anyway,
you make
I've
a
got
very
hope.
good point.
I've got hope they're going to do something cool with probably not Khand, but the Serpent guys. I think
the Serpent Horde, absolutely.
Maybe.
All right, Jay, how do you feel about this, brother? Insert Jay kissing his Spider Queen.
You okay, buddy?
Fucking good riddance.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
If we had a sponsor to BetterHelp, I would. I'd send the link to you.
Do you need Beyond? Do you need Beyond Blue?
Do you need Beyond Blue?
Shout out
Beyond.
Shout out to Liam and his amazing contribution to a great cause. But seriously, Oh, this fucking sucks. But I get it.
Would you say?
I really do.
Would you say Spider Queen's probably your favorite model in the game? Profile and
Yeah,
model?
probs. Definitely
I
up there.
wonder why.
So good. However, if you have a look at her, she is the epitome of Yellow Alliance.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that is her shtick. And obviously, moving forward in the new edition, she
They're
does not
moving
fit the
away from
mold. She does not fit the mold whatsoever. And we weren't really seeing like a pure Dark Denizens list floating around frequently. Yeah, enough to really warrant her sticking around, but shit.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on her.
Mate, I remember getting the photo updates. Oh, beautiful. Well, you can sit on your shelf in a place of pride, you know, of days, for, you know. Yeah, that's
I
it.
should just put her on the display board.
That's it. Yeah, just do what you did to your Rajgush on that display board.
Just
Right?
rest in peace, Spider Queen.
Yeah.
Start
And,
date, end date.
Start
And you
date,
know
end
what?
date.
Right. It keeps going. Like the list
This
keeps
is a
going.
massive list. So we've got miniatures removed from the game. We've got Thranduil on horse.
Cool. Next,
Whatever.
what the
Sick.
fuck is
Let's go.
Isengard doing?
Yeah.
Isengard.
Yeah.
Dunland is getting cold. Dunland is gone, and I understand Dunland absolutely because the new Dunland stuff is coming in through War of the Rohirrim, so I fully get this. Thryden, see you later. Frida, bye. Gorolf, gone. Chieftains, Huskarls, Warriors, Horsemen, see you later. Gorolf is a big loss for any Isengard list out there. Oh my lord.
And Raskin.
Yep, Vrashku, Mahur, Feral Urukai, they left they left years ago. Mahur and Vrashku are also big losses there. Which is interesting because Mahur is part of the books. He is in the is he in the Fellowship or is he in Two Towers? He is part of the book and he does get a name job. He's not a major character, but he's there. So it's interesting that Mahur is also going. I don't remember exactly what G-Dub's licensing agreement is with Warner Brothers and whatnot. I'm not sure if they've also got some licensing with the Tolkien estate, but that could be why we're losing book characters such as Mahur and later on my favorite boy Gildor. Profiles removed from the game. Grima Wormtongue on horse. Cool.
Hey, man.
Thank
Good.
God.
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
It's good.
Shitter. I don't want
But
to
they're
see that.
keeping the Oathmaker.
Yeah.
Arguably, the Oathmaker is one of my favorite characters released out of the three, but I don't know. He must fit in better with the War of the Rohirrim.
He's a generic thing, right? What?
Yeah, well, he is in the movies. You see him in the movie, which is why the Oathmaker would be sticking around. And it says separately, so dare I guess you can just buy the Oathmaker on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On to Gondor. We are losing to Legacies anyway. Knight of the White Tower.
We are losing fiefdoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angor Malbung, Mablung, Kyrian. Oh no. How am I going to attempt to win Clash without Kyrian? Men at Arms of Dol Amroth. Yeah, look, Men at Arms of Dol Amroth going, I don't think is a major issue.
Are they the Pikes?
Huh? What do you
why?
mean the Pikes for Dol Amroth? What? That's like their whole shtick.
Just run the Cav if they hang around.
There's your fight 6, bro.
That's your fight 5 Pike block. What are you talking about? You're gonna rely on the
We don't need
a Lossadarch?
Yes, we don't need another fucking Pike army. Nah, yeah. Men at Arms of Dol Amroth going, it does kind of suck. But also
that feels like a sculpting choice.
Yeah, no one was buying them because of those fucking spears. Those not
genuine pikes.
Yeah,
legit.
Knight of the White Tower does upset me, because a generic hero that has a different playability than just your standard captains,
yeah,
really irks me. It's like why, but you keep the Oathmaker. Is that like that's where I'm like, come on, like I just the versatility. Now it's like I'm just taking generic captain or named heroes.
Yeah, and I think that's something Matt touched on a bit earlier, where it seems like, yes, they're streamlining stuff, but the creativity is disappearing. The customizability is disappearing, and we're not going to see as many unique lists now that these unnamed captain tier models are leaving. But yeah, miniatures renamed or repackaged. Ministerial Commanders, cool. It's what I mentioned before. It's just going to still be there, but without Knight of the White Tower. And Baragond is going to be sold on his lonesome. I don't actually know who he comes with in a package, but yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, like again, Baragond not seen in the movies, but is a book character and is sticking around.
You know what we still have?
Who?
We still have the fucking captain of the White Tower, baby. Boromir with the banner. That banner's gonna stay. Don't worry.
Could you
stick
imagine?
Now the fact that they have
Could
bolt
you
throwers, I
imagine,
don't remember
dude?
seeing bolt throwers in the fucking movies.
Actually, that's cool. I don't remember seeing
they were
both
there.
those.
No, they were there.
They were there? Where?
The sculpting team at Weta Studios, they spent a lot of time, sculpting Minas Tirith. You just got to press pause when you watch Lord of the Rings. They're there.
The bolt
Oh,
thrower,
yeah,
bro, was
God.
Faramir standing in the last bit of ruins, shooting down a Nazgul brother.
Very
Brother's got a bow from hell.
Next.
Oh, Misty Mountains. We're losing Groblog, Ashrak. So again, AOL. See you later, boys. If you weren't already in the
so gone.
If you weren't already 6 feet under, you are now 12 feet under. They're gone. Dwellers in the Dark, the baby Balrogs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit sad. Matt, you look
Good
really
book.
sad about that one.
Black Shields are what I'm reading.
Yeah,
That's great. That's good. That's a healthy community state to get rid of these.
I
Yeah.
don't see a bat swarm going, dude. I
That's
don't see a
what-
bat swarm.
Batswarm sticking around. Do you know what's not sticking around? And this one hurts my soul. Wild
Right.
Waters.
Yes. Pain in the ass
God.
to paint. Cool models, though.
Oh, absolutely
Multiply.
sensational.
Bat swarms need to go though, 100%.
Do
Yeah.
they? Unless
Absolutely.
they change their rules, similar to what they did
They
to
better
the...
change their rules.
Well, they did to the shade, and they improved the
Yeah.
shade significantly, so I do have faith there.
Absolutely.
There's
Durbers and
Druzag.
Druzag. What the...
Why
Which
the
one's fucking
fuck?
Druzag again?
Druzag's the enraged beast.
That's right.
Like,
Oh,
why
shit.
this shit is Druzag staying, yet
Oh.
Ashrak Groblog is going? Like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because
dude,
again,
I would
like,
be probably more happy if Druzag went and Groblog stayed.
all four of them are not
Biggies.
in the books. Again, they're G-Dub creations. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But why are two of them staying and two of them going? I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Elven Kingdoms. Aladan and Elrahir, the unarmored variants, are gone. See you later.
Gildor.
Cool. Don't really care. Glorfindel unarmored. Cool. We've got the new sculpt, so it doesn't matter. Oh, this one hurts my soul to no fucking end. My boy, my pseudo Tom Bombadil, my leopard prince, sweet summer child, Gildor Inglorian, is gone. Shift off to Legacies.
For
This-
everyone who's not Sean, the other big one is Eristor.
Oh, he's fine.
Eristor was like a
What?
The big debate for Rivendell was, do you take Eristor or do you take that captain? And a lot of
Yeah.
people were vouching for Eristor with his magical daggers.
Yeah, I definitely lean towards Eristor. Rivendell at 500 points with Eristor is
Yeah.
so good.
For me, it's like, what the heck? Rivendell needed mid-tier heroes,
And we've
that
just
had-
lost two of
and
them.
we just lost two.
Yeah.
I'm
The
like,
Stormcaller, no one gives two shits
No,
about.
Get him out of here. That's fine.
Again, talking about that inconsistency, Gildor and Eristor are both in the Fellowship of the Ring. Eristor is on the Council
White
of
Count?
Elrond.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Um, Gildor, cool, he's just walking through the forest singing a few songs and has a meal
Escorting
with
the
Sam and
hobbits.
Frodo. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're losing Pajama Elrond, but again, honestly, Rohan, Grimbold and the Helmingers. See ya. Tyler,
Do you know
how do you
how
feel about that
much-
second one?
I don't like it. It's bullshit. The second
Because-
one and the fifth one breaks my heart. Breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
But who really gives a shit? Because Rohan's going to get so much more shit anyway.
Yeah, they're going to get another model that does exactly what Earl does, but it's just not going to be called Earl.
It's got to be called Helm Hammer, bitch.
Nah, next, get out of here. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Ridiculous.
Santa Claus.
Ridiculous.
Do you know what? A lot of people don't rate that, unarmored helm.
Dude,
I think it's pretty sick.
It's gonna get
love
Chad.
Dope.
It's gonna get Chad.
I'm buying it,
Yeah, me too.
100%.
It's a good thing I
Rohan
bought
Commanders.
27 Huskals
Oh,
as
Dunland.
no, brother. Where's Rohan?
Oh, for Helmingers.
Helmingers.
Ooh.
27.
That hurts. Dwarves. We're
Oh,
losing Murin
fuck.
and Dra, which is a G-dub creation. Barlin, interesting that we're losing Barlin. Floy, I'm pretty sure Floy is a G-dub invention as well. King's Champion and Shield Bearer.
Huge.
That is basically Khazad-dûm / Moria just gutted. See you later.
As it stands right now, the cheapest striking hero in Khazad is 160 points.
Oh, because you can't even take Gimli anymore. That's
Yeah.
so dog.
So obviously, this is big. As it stands right now, with the new edition, this is obviously something that they will patch up and make it more playable for sure. So bear that in mind. This gives me a little bit of hope in the sense of dwarves will get some new love, new light. I am praying that they don't just push dwarf players to isolate them to Iron Hills. And why the fuck are Iron Guard still there, yet they've taken Barlin out? Iron Guard, I'm hoping that they're still in here so that way they get a new model. But King's Champion shocked me, really shocked me. You can make an argument for the King's Champion as your generic, like the Knight of the White Tower, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
How many Khazad-dûm lists is that King's Champion almost auto take?
99% of them.
So many of them. They barely take Dwarf Kings. They won't take Dwarf Captains. They'll freaking be like, King's Champ, plus my Herald. Let's run it. That's crazy. That's
Shield
crazy.
Bearers, God, I saw a Shield Bearer last week. Before that, it was probably about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So, whatever. Dwarven Command sticking around without Shield Bearers, whatever. This one, I don't quite understand. It just says miniatures renamed or repackaged, Rangers of the North, Dunedain. They're not being renamed, so I assume the repackages you'll get 3 of each in one packet, maybe?
They're sticking around.
They're sticking around, which I'm very happy with. I do love them. And final, we have the Free Peoples. Banderbreast took. See you later, son. That's fine. You basically couldn't run him in any army anyway.
Very hard. Very hard.
And this one's fun. Quick Beam is getting renamed to Birchseed, which I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe it's something to do with there's a Birchseed named in the books and not a Quick Beam. I don't know. But it's there. Yeah, so this is... Yeah,
Can I just say,
extensive
I'm
list.
shocked that the Hobbit, I thought if there was one list that was going to get touched up the most, it would have been the legend, like the Hobbits. Because there is just character after character. Yes, a lot of them appear in the books, but bro.
Also, another one.
They're
do you
not
know what
that
else
huge.
Didn't get touched was Ruffians.
And Bloody Woses.
Oh, Woses. Yeah, actually, though.
Do you know what I mean?
I do think there's more to come, though. I do think there's actually probably more, even more so than this article. I think there's going to be another thing where they break down other models that are getting legacied. I don't think it's just this one, to be
That
honest.
to me makes no sense. You may as well rip the band-aid off, rip it off now, clean, fresh, let people work through it, and then we go. I'm hurt, right? I'm a little frustrated, and the emotions do spiral in you a little bit because it's models that I put time and money into. And it's not just plastic, like they're metal models. They're a pain in the ass to work with, and you preserve them and you touch them up over time. And if you've been playing the game for a long time, I get it. I get the frustration. One thing I will say, when 40K did their big shift, what was it called, Matthew? It was Legacies as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they legacied out a heap of their models, they were models that you weren't that surprised with, right? Typically, 40K was split between, you had a couple of Forge World, Horus Heresy era, playing with 40K New Age era. They just made that big cut and said, look, like Horus Heresy, we'll do something else, and then 40K will be its own identity. Middle Earth obviously has a rights issue going on the whole time. Sure, at the very least here, what we saw after Legacies with 40K was a real healthy resurgence of new models and love consistency with the game. I'm really hoping that stays. Otherwise, it makes me nervous. That's just being raw. It makes me nervous for the game. We've got a lot of new people, especially in Australia, Queensland, where we are. A lot of new people are starting to kind of take interest and, play around with the hobby. We're obviously, based in Queensland. Tyler and Alex are in Melbourne. We're making a bit of waves and a bit of progress finally with, quote unquote, a dead game. Don't fuck it up.
It's a scary time. Definitely. Yeah, similar to Jay. I'm both excited but also so nervous for what is to come, and I'm going to obviously give it a chance because I love this game. I love the community, but we can't really tell what's going to happen until the new edition drops and we get a supplement or two and we start running tournaments. Now, I believe us as a Queensland community are probably going to allow legacy models into most of those tournaments. So I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Although where the issue does come is that later on down the track, let's say 3, 4, 5 years on the track, everything will be getting updated and FAQ'd, so on and so on and so on. But you know what won't be? The stuff in Legacies. So where do they then sit there? I think the transitional period's going to be fine with all this stuff in Legacies, but it's what happens in the upcoming years is what I'm nervous about.
I can remember a quote very early on when we started playing SPG. If Games Workshop completely ditched it, because there was talks, this time last year, people were talking about whether the game was going to be basically canned, right? And I felt the overwhelming response from the community was, if GW says enough's enough, close the curtains on SPG, the community would still keep it moving forward. We would still keep playing the game that we love and run our own tournaments. Here in Australia, specifically Queensland, Brisbane, right, I cannot remember the last time the Games Workshop store did shit for Middle Earth that was actually valid and worth going to. It doesn't support the community. It's hard, and I don't like saying it, but it does not support the SPG community at all. Primarily, we've got 3, 4 competitive, consistent TOs putting their time in, putting their resources in to build a good community for the love of the game. That will not change. That will continue pushing forward, and I wouldn't be that surprised if people ran and actually updated a narrative set of rules for the Khand and the Mahud. It wouldn't surprise me. Truly, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, look, if you're going to an MGG event, Legacies will be allowed. I'm not going to tell you no, you can't play with your models. Full stop.
It was interesting because I had a chat with Kylie and Tim, and there was another stage, I guess, after The Hobbit, the last movie of The Hobbit, where they were concerned with the game state as well, right? There was a concern of is this game going to die, and what's going to happen if it gets less support. And I mean, Tim, if anybody knows him, loves the lore, loves Lord of the Rings, and he is really good at trying to just keep a community alive as much as possible. And he would be able to. They had their talks about developing their own FAQs, their own game system, or their own rules, and so on and so forth. And how they would update every 6 months to try and keep the community alive here in at least Australia, anyway. I do, on the other side of the coin, I'm just happy that we are getting fresh stuff into this game.
100%.
Fresh stuff. Like, fresh, even though, like, some of my favorite heroes are going to get nerfed because somehow Elendil apparently never rode a horse, or Gilgalad never rode a horse.
Whoa, Tyler, I said this to you earlier. It's not Middle-earth strategy, travel game. It's Middle-earth strategy battle game.
How do you think they got there? They freaking got there by... What do you think they were like? Oh yeah, those dead marshes. Fuck yeah, we're walking.
Instant transmission, bro.
Oh yeah, they're like Goku. Their Aglios is actually a kunai, and he teleports to the kunai. Yeah, no question. That sounds correct.
Totally a nerd showing.
Yes, sorry. I don't touch grass. Apologies. But yeah, I think it's heading in a positive direction. I'm hopeful, but I am very fearful of the rules and their ability to properly balance things in the upcoming edition. Balancing has been an ongoing issue, and their FAQs to currently balance legions has been pretty meh.
Yeah. I wonder if a lot of that has to do with like the new edition coming up, where they've kind of just gone, we'll just do some random shit. It's not going to matter in a year.
I genuinely think they thought that would have helped, and then they're like, oh, it didn't, and it's like, yeah, cool.
Yep.
Because the problem is really big.
Yeah,
in some cases.
However, you look at AOL. When AOL first came out, everyone thought to themselves, and I remember that, like, oh wow, what a great, thoughtful, like, unique FAQ, and everyone was actually really on board with it. Dragon Emperor, people were like, get the fuck out. 20 points? Bullshit. And I'm still happy to pay 220 points for him now. But, like, it was the overall consistent theme of a fight 5 pipe block and how many dudes you can pack in. That's the issue with these selects, is their consistency, right? AOL, people were like, this isn't too bad. And it just died. I don't know about you, but AOL just all of a sudden went from this all the time to this.
Yeah, we weren't seeing it often in Queensland after
this time last year, it was rancid. I ran it after the FAQ only. I didn't run it when it was free range goblins, and that terrifies the shit out of me. But I ran it with the thing, and I still did really well with it. And then I kind of left it, and then it didn't really even pop up even in the GBHL. We saw lots of Mordor, Sul'dan popping up consistently, and now it's had this resurgence since Nations Cup. Like, a Nations Cup really, I genuinely think it was a turning point for the community, where it ramped up that community setting and said, this is what's competitive, this is what's points efficient.
Absolutely.
And that's where people have gone to from there. I don't know. I feel like if everything is in a Legion, everything is somewhat streamlined, it'll be easier to FAQ that shit.
Yeah, but vanilla.
I'm actually quite excited about the potential of everything being in Legions. I think that's going to be interesting. But let's start wrapping it up. Any final thoughts from you lads?
Oh, Matt, I've been rambling.
I think the game's being stripped back a little bit. It might come back to basics. There was a big jump, quickly to touch on 40k. From 7th to 8th, game was so complicated with 7th. I don't necessarily think they're going to make it dulled down or more simplified or streamlined. However, I think it will come down to generals and their decisions with what they have on the table. So there won't be so much decision making for characters and having certain characters dictate what happens for points. I feel like it'll be more about the actual tactics more so than the strategy off the table. I feel like that's the direction So it's
Yeah.
it's all about it's all about the interactions in the nitty gritty and how you get the more efficiency out of your troops, which is what we've been seeing with most of these new characters, which are around fight buffs and targeting that specific model to get this specific advantage. So that's what I feel like. And to be honest,
Hell yeah.
that's why I like Middle Earth, because you can get into the nitty gritty and you can just grind it out, shield wall to shield wall. It's when it's the most fun, most
Yeah,
dice are
honestly,
rolled.
it's phenomenal.
That's what I think.
Stay positive, people. We will still be able to play our war parties when you like, how you like, and paint what you like. Be free. Love you. Please don't forget to hop in the comments and let us know how great this new news is, and why you love it so much. Anyway, Sean, wrap us out.
From me, from Matt, from Jay, from Tyler, from the MGG community to the MGG community, and those not watching, have a lovely night, day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Love you.
Subscribe.
Sensational.